In the aftermath of the brutal murder of Charlie Kirk, there's been a lot of revisionist history going on. And this leads me to a couple of conclusions. Number one, people had no idea what he stood for and just thought, oh, he's a white guy, he's a Republican, he's a Christian, he's my guy. They didn't really know, but they're piling on the peer pressure of posting about it and sharing because it's horrible seeing somebody violently die. And it was in all of our feeds. It's a horrible thing to see. Or these people agree with everything Charlie Kirk said. Those are the only two options for the people who are out posting about Charlie Kirk right now. Unless, of course, you're posting against gun violence and you oppose it in all forms, doesn't matter who the victim is. I oppose it. I even oppose it so much so that in the state of Utah, if the alleged shooter were to be found guilty, their death penalty is a firing squad. I oppose that as well. So I have moral clarity on the issue, but a lot of people don't seem to have that much moral clarity about it. And so in a day that ABC affiliates are going to play a commemoration to Charlie Kirk during Jimmy Kimmel's Hour, I want to play a video that has been put together by the Seneca Project. And I want you to stay locked and loaded with us and watch every bit of this, because this is Charlie Kirk in his own words. And I want everybody to realize, don't click out of this. It's important to know what he said and how many people are honoring his words. Play the clip.
One more thing that's on my mind tonight, and conservatives everywhere, the idea that people are saying, well, he was an extremist, or he was a racist, or he was a Nazi, or a misogynist, whatever. Charlie Kirk was a mainstream conservative Republican. He had views that are held by tens of millions of people, including more than half the country in the last election.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. It begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified.
And in the spirit of affirmative action, we have Ramon and Cadillac are your two pilots. They've never flown before, but they are black.
If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action?
I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
The war on white people continues.
You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously.
We are raising a generation of weak people like Simone Biles.
LeBron James is a self-interested, narcissistic, and we know he's not very smart.
You're representing your nation. You're selfish sociopath.
Not very bright, not wise, not somebody of good character.
She is a shame to the country.
Blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today. Data shows they were actually better in the 1940s.
Let's get loud for Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm also going to offer some context and some nuance about the death of George Floyd that no one dares to say out loud, which is that this guy was a scumbag.
Remember what BLM stands for? Burn, loot, and murder.
Now, does that mean it deserves to die? That's two totally different things. Of course not.
Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact.
There's no such thing as white privilege or racism. So
Black people are allowed to talk about black culture in a way that white culture cannot. Black people can go up and say that there's a baby mama problem in black America, and white people are not allowed to say that. Oh, I just did. So what are you going to do, cancel me? Black people are allowed to say, black people are allowed to say,
I'm a grown man, I got way
black
too much
people are allowed. Skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King. This guy is not worthy of a national holiday.
There's a mythology around MLK that does not warrant the reverence that he gets treated with in America.
We have a federal holiday to a guy that talked about race all the time. Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. We celebrate the Civil Rights Act more than the American founding. The country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. The Democrats are not lifting a finger to remember the well over 100 people that have died in Texas Hill Country. The death toll likely would not have been as high if it wasn't for DEI.
Ketanji Brown Jackson is what your country looks like on critical race theory.
You're going to remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
Ketanji Brown Jackson is an embodiment of the tyranny that we currently live under. She's an ideological, unintelligent, yet confident fanatic.
Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right?
So she wants to be the first ever black woman on the Supreme Court, yet she won't even admit that she's a woman.
The transgender movement is an introductory introductory phase. These doctors need to be put in prison to get you to strip yourself of your humanity. A Nuremberg-style trial to mesh with machines. Interestingly, I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree.
Reject feminism.
Young women need to get married at a younger age and start having kids. I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here.
Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge.
You will find a husband if you have the intent to find a husband.
You got to change your name. If not, you don't really mean it.
Democrat women want to die alone without children.
A lot of them are on birth control too, and birth control really screws up female brains, by the way.
It's really rich. I didn't know women not to complain 50 years ago. That's funny. And we should tell them to stop freezing their eggs and start finding their partner earlier and have lots of babies.
Every single one of you need to make sure that your loved ones are not on birth control.
So materially insane to think that 1 in 5 American women will be raped in their life.
It is. I agree.
No, meaning that they're lying about being raped.
You're comparing abortion to the Holocaust.
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. Because Jewish donors have been the #1 funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies. By the way, this is my other problem with death penalty. It takes too long, too many appeals. It should be public. It should be quick. It should be televised. Well, at what age should you start to see public execution?
16. I think you could do it earlier. I think you maybe at age 12.
I want to watch that execution. That'll make my day better. A lot. I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled, Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America.
The Democrat Party believes everything that God hates.
We're dealing with maggots, vermin, and swine here. These are not good people. They're not even a little bit good. In fact, I know people that went to Haiti passively as agnostic atheists, and they came back searching for Jesus because they saw legit demonic activity. Kamala Harris wants to see the elimination of the United States of America.
Democrat Party supports everything that God hates.
There's not much you can do, folks. You have a government that hates you. You have a traitor as a president. Buy weapons. I keep on saying that.
As top Republicans reject any link between GOP rhetoric and Paul Pelosi assault. If some amazing patriot out there in San Francisco wants to really be a midterm hero, someone should go and bail this guy out. Native-born Americans, you better buy weapons, everybody. Have a lot of guns at your disposal. I would never leave your home without a weapon. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
We actually need looser gun laws because I think that
laws.
Oh yeah.
They said we have more guns at the Turning Point HQ than you can imagine. Yeah, if anyone ever tries to come, that will not end well.
Oh no, imagine the world without Joy Reid. Imagine the world without Sheila Jackson Lee or Michelle Obama or Ketanji Brown Jackson.
I am channeling the emotions of millions of conservatives who are angry. They knew Charlie. They loved Charlie. They viewed Charlie as a mainstream conservative Republican.
Okay, shout out to the Seneca Project. That is excellent. A+, no notes. For those of you that made it through that whole thing, I think it's very important to watch all 6 minutes of that clip to understand. Number one, Scott Jennings says he is a conservative, mainstream, moderate Republican. Moderate. This is why you have all of this stuff going on, because this is how far right the party is. For me, you guys, the racism, the sexism, the transphobia, the homophobia, the pro-gun stuff. Charlie Kirk wanted to live in a certain type of America. He wanted to live in a type of America that guns are available. I don't want to live in America where people get shot the way he did. I don't want to live in an America where a Black woman like Ketanji Brown Jackson or Michelle Obama, Joy Reid are belittled. I mean, it's to me, what I just saw is so disgusting. And I think it's very important that you share this episode with acquaintances and people you know that are celebrating him. And if they say, yeah, I agree with all of that, then you know, because that is completely insane and unhinged. And also he's preying on children with that hate.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. He's not even quiet about it. He wants people to buy more guns. He wants women to stay home and have babies. That's what the Republican Party is. This is mainstream Republican Party. That's what Scott Jennings says.
All right.
That hurts my stomach.
Okay, so moving along, I just want to point out something that is related to the shooting of Charlie Kirk, and it is Benjamin Netanyahu. You guys, I have never seen somebody so actively try to deny involvement in something like this. He cannot stop denying that Israel didn't shoot Charlie Kirk. I wouldn't have ever thought it, except for he keeps talking about it all the time. And just yesterday, he puts out another long, crazy denial. And I just want to remind everybody, particularly Benjamin Netanyahu, when you defend fascists and you try to join fascists and you try to cherry pick, oh, they have all the money and the power right now. At some point, if you're not a complete fascist, bigot, anti-Semite, they're going to turn the knives on you. That's what the Latinos for Trump found out about. That's what a lot of farmers recently found out about that voted, for Trump because he's a good American that hugs the American flag. People are finding out. And so Benjamin Netanyahu is a very interesting case study right now. He's a war criminal. He is committing a genocide, and he is completely fixated with the American right-wing party. And you guys, as people who live in the buckle of the Bible Belt, the biggest anti-Semites I know are the Christians, are the Republicans. That is where they all are. The real Jew haters. Like, this is where it is. And why he's saddling up with them is beyond me. But here is his 20th denial that he didn't kill Charlie Kirk.
Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda minister, said that the bigger the lie, the faster it will spread. Well, somebody has fabricated a monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder. This is insane. It is false. It is outrageous. Charlie Kirk was a giant, a once-in-a-century talent who defended freedom, defended America, defended our common Judeo-Christian civilization. Charlie loved Israel. He loved the Jewish people. He told me so in a letter that he sent me just a few months ago. One of my greatest joys as a Christian, he said, is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews to protect Judeo-Christian civilization. He encouraged me to make the case directly to the American people about how vital Israel is.
I can't take anymore. I just think it's so weird. I think everything about him and these constant denials, and then here he is in the revisionist history. And has anyone ever told him that, at the Trump rallies, and one of the guys that was pardoned on January 6th had a shirt on that said Camp Auschwitz on it, and that there's Nazi flags sold at a lot of, pop-up shop Trumps on the side of some redneck highway. You see a swastika along with a Trump flag.
Right. I was just going to say, every boat parade I've ever seen footage of, it's the MAGA flags and the Nazi flags all there together. And here's the thing. If somebody, I didn't get on TV and say, I didn't, like Don Jr. gets on, I didn't do cocaine. Nobody else has to get up and say, I didn't do cocaine. I have not heard any other world leader. I mean, am I wrong?
Not one world leader.
So we have a world leader that gets unsolicited and gets on and says, we didn't shoot Charlie Kirk. I mean, that's fishy as fuck.
Here's the thing, you guys, I tend to believe as a default setting that Tyler Robinson, there was one shooter, and that shooter shot Charlie Kirk for whatever reasons. Maybe he was a groyper, maybe he was mentally ill, whatever those reasons are. I tend to think and hope that the FBI and law enforcement, they found the guy. There's video corroborating evidence. Now, with that, I don't believe the text message exchange. I think the guy who called the governor of Georgia and said, I need for you to find 11,000 votes, picked up the phone and said, I need for you to make it some sort of trans situation.
Can't be MAGA.
That's just my personal belief. I never went to that Israel killed him, ever. Until Benjamin Netanyahu cannot shut the fuck up about it.
That's me. It never occurred to me. And now I'm like, this is why?
You're like, did you?
Did you? Okay, you're denying. Oh, he protests too much.
And here's the deal. I mean, the thing with with Benjamin Netanyahu, he is losing the American public, both on the left and on the right.
Right.
Okay. He is committing a genocide. He sees Gaza as a fantastic real estate project for Israel, for them to have beachside properties. Nobody is making Jews less safe worldwide than Benjamin Netanyahu. Nobody is killing more children in the world right now than Israel under his leadership. The number one killer of children in the world right now is Benjamin Netanyahu and the government of Israel. And this man he wants to hold the Democratic Party hostage. He wants to hold the Republican Party hostage. And the one thing that I see that's bipartisan right now is there is bipartisan support for Benjamin Netanyahu, for the politicians both on the left and on the right that are beholden to him and who have taken AIPAC money. And then I find myself in strange bedfellows with some really weird right-wingers who say America has got to stop taking money from Israel. And it's a very obvious thing, but he's losing the information war. So he's trying to coattail ride on this Charlie Kirk thing. And like all dictators, all fascists, all strong men, they are severely misreading where the public is right now. I think Benjamin Netanyahu is misreading where the public is right now. I think Donald Trump is misreading where the public is right now. I think the Democratic establishment is misreading where the public is right now on this issue. So anyway, I'm not saying we're conspiracy theorists about this. I'm just saying I think it's fucking weird.
It's fucking fishy.
All right, listen, buy our book. It's the hottest book of the fall. We're aspiring for it to be so popular that Donald Trump bans it. So the link is below in the show notes because I think it would be really cool street cred. Say our book has been banned.
I would love it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Okay. All right. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Pumps and I dug into the back end, and what I found was not good in the analytics. Okay. We have a lot of viewers. Only half of you have actually subscribed. So make sure you go and subscribe to our channel because, yeah, it's stupid and it's petty, but you guys at our age, we like growth. We like growth, and we like for people to like us. You know, it's nice. It's a nice thing. All right. We'll see you all later.